Oh my word, what did you just do? Look at this mess. Well, I guess you're just gonna have to spend hours solving each and every one of these pesky bugs. Hey, I'm trying to code, and I have the same problem as you, and I'm going to teach you the horrible and most boring part of game development. Maybe by the end, you can kill these little things yourself. So to go back a bit, I tried to add a singular button in my game, the back button. It pops up when you die, and it's a simple thing that basically every game has. The only problem was, it didn't click. So I went to good old-fashioned Google to see what other people have done to fix this problem.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
So I went to the button, and I turned it off, and then I turned it on. And it was fixed, and this video never had to be made. The end. Just kidding. It's only as simple as that about 50% of the time, and this time I was not that lucky. So I went back to Google and found another solution. Does your button have a proper UI image thingamabobber? You see, you need an image UI thingamabobber in order for Unity to detect clicks on it. Basically, the button uses that image, and if the mouse is over it and the mouse clicks, then that's all good. Time to do all the button stuff. I checked, and surely enough, I did have an image UI thingamabobber, so that's off the table. Now I was getting a little bit desperate, so I asked ChatGPT, and it said, "Solve it yourself, you stupid failure?" I don't quite understand the instructions, probably just a bug. So anyway, that didn't work. So now is the worst part of game dev, mainly finding out where the bug is hiding. I turned on the game, made the button show all the time, and one by one disabled each game object until finally the button worked when I pressed it. And the one game object that I had to disable was the transition game object. Alright, so to go back even further, I spent about 3 hours trying to make a simple transition that would pixelate the screen and unpixelate it whenever you're going into and out of a new arena. In order to do this, there isn't a simple pixelated button in Unity. That'd be too easy. Instead, I had to make an image that would take what the screen looks like, then change the resolution, then put that over the screen, then show that to the camera. So that was done, but I didn't understand why the buttons weren't working. You see, I had thought about a possible problem made by this transition, and the problem I thought would be that the image would overlay any button I'd made, causing it to be unable to detect if the mouse was over it. This would obviously cause issues, but I had thought of that before, and therefore made the image totally invisible once the game started. So I went back into the code, and after about half an hour of head scratching, I realized that maybe the image would still overlay the other UI elements, even if it was invisible. So instead, I made it so it fully disable itself and enable itself as needed, and that would fix the issue, right? So I ran Unity, the button's working, but now the pixel effect isn't? And so now I have to go back into the pixel code, and that's when I realized that if game object is disabled, that means it's not doing anything with its scripts. And that means the script that is disabled cannot just randomly turn itself back on. So now I needed to make a new game object to house the script, change the script over to that game object, and then it would properly enable and disable the separate game object without disabling itself. So now it should work. Alright, so the pixelating effect is working, but now the button still isn't doing anything? Okay, maybe the pixelating thing is still causing a problem. So if I disable it, then the button should work, right? Why isn't the button working now?
2,000 years later.
Oh, I accidentally disabled the image UI thingamabobber, so it works now. Well, I think we learned something today. When you find out what it is, let me know in the comments. See ya!